Everybody, what's happening? It's Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome back to another live here on YouTube. And you can see I'm rocking it. That Starfleet insignia. You know why? Because, hey, live long and prosper, baby. Live long and prosper. Shout out to everybody who loves Star Trek, all my trekkers. I know we got some trekkers. There's always a trekker. There's always a trekker. And, we started as a Comic-Con. Okay, ONYXCON was founded. You give you some real Black history for Black History Month. Some real Sankofa. You'll hear me talk about Sankofa. ONYXCON Sankofa is actually a thing. It's actually not only a principle, but it's the name of one of my events when we were doing events. We used to do I always called it the second event because we would have our main event in August. And then we started doing at one point ONYXCON Sankofa, and it all grew out of what started as Black Comic Book Days. And Black Comic Book Days was started by Jerry Craft, a very prominent and phenomenal cartoonist who does Sunday papers. He's in syndication. Mama's Boys is his name of his cartoon. If you've never seen it, he's got a paper in the newspaper comic called Mama's Boys. I forget which papers it's in, but I know he's in like Baltimore. So whatever's up there that he was in those papers. And then there's I'm just wondering if I'm about to get this order. You know, I know I do this courier work on the side. Anybody who, I think this is mine. Maybe, no, nah, okay. All right. He started slowing down like it was for me. No, it ain't. Anyway, check it. But Mama's Boys, shout out to Jerry Craft. That's one of my homies. We go way back, way back. People I know in the biz and comic book and that part of the arts entertainment industry. And then John Jennings, who is a phenomenal professor of all things comics, mostly comics, horror, novels, movies. That's his favorite stuff, and that most of his own art reflects that. He draws, he paints, but he especially is known for his work scholastically as a professor. And right now he is over. Oh man, I shouldn't even be bringing up all this stuff. I ain't got the resume right in front of me for these people. But just look up John Jennings. He's a legend. That's another good friend. So anyway, those two gentlemen started Black Comic Book Days to celebrate the history of Black comics, the history of all of us who participate in that genre and that lineage and that history, long and rich history, okay? And they started that way back many years ago. And ONYXCON, like I said, we only had our August event, but because they were doing this in February, they encouraged everybody to try and do one in all of their towns because they, it's like, okay, we'll cover New York because I think they started it in New York. And as a matter of fact, I know they started it in New York. That's how they started the Schomburg Center Black Comic Book Days events. It all started, the Schomburg Black Comic Book Festival, or whatever the full name is, because I always forget the other words. They had to reword it over time. Originally, it was just I know it was at the Schomburg Center, but it was Black Comic Book Days. And then they changed it to the Schomburg Black Comics something. I forget the exact name. Oh man, that's crazy. I'm forgetting that right now. But anyway, shout out to New York. Shout out to the Schomburg. And they've been doing it for years. And it's one of the most successful of the pantheon of what we know as the Black Age of Comics movement, which of course is started by Tertel Only in 1993 in Chicago, Illinois. Rest his soul, my good friend. We always with you, man. Love you. That man right there is the reason for the season. And unfortunately, we lost him last year. And it was his birthday back in January, and we lost him in January too. So yeah, but Tertel Only forever. And so, he who inspired the entire movement, and since then we've gotten so many other conventions, including mine. I'm a very proud part of what I call the four corners of the beginning of the movement, and that is the beginning with Tertel Only's event in Chicago, 1993. Then in 2000, let me not mess up the date on ECBAC. I'll just say the second event to ever happen like that was ECBAC, ECBACC, East Coast Black Age of Comics Convention in Philadelphia, Yumi Odom, shout out Yumi. And then in 2009, this I never forget, is when I started ONYXCON, and my other brother also, brother Andre Batts up in Detroit, started the Motor City Black Age of Comics Convention. So that's the four corners. You got BACC Original, ECBAC, ONYXCON, and Motor City Comic-Con, Motor City Black Asian Comics Convention in Detroit. That is the four corners, baby. That's the four corners. We are the foundation of it. We started that. So, all right, y'all. Back again. Let's get it. So, as I was telling y'all this long history, giving y'all a little black history up in here, as we do 24/7, 365, edutainment for your mind. You understand me? We educate you, we entertain you. This is ONYXCON. This is what we do. So, you know, if you liking what I'm telling you right now, trust me, you definitely want to hit that subscribe button, because you'll get it in many ways. You'll learn a lot about the world itself and just life. And as we say, we teaching you how to live your best art life. You know, we definitely deal with the diversity. We definitely always salute the core back to our roots as a Comic-Con, and for the celebration of the contributions, impact, and presence of the African diaspora in realms of imagination. But even beyond people of direct African descent, we celebrate all people, because all people are connected back to Mama Africa. Oh yeah, I said it. Oh yeah, I said it. Okay? Everybody's connected to it. Everybody's connected to all these tectonic plates and all these origins of the oldest bones on Earth. Until everybody who got all these newfangled histories that they trying to push on everybody, and after all these people have sacrificed their lives for generations to give us the truth, and y'all suddenly smarter than people who study this stuff in the field. Okay, all right. You know, and the worst part, and I know I'm on a tangent, but the tangent is relevant. I'm speaking toward the fact that, you know, now in history, we dealing with a time where you got white supremacists trying to say that they were the first people on Earth and all that kind of insanity. You got black folk who don't want to be from Africa at all. I mean, not at all. Like, yeah, you got roots in other places. Absolutely, we do. We were first. We were here. We were everywhere. We were all over. Yes, absolutely. What has been under the construct of race? Okay, if you're defining it by the constructs, yes. Black has always been first. We have been everywhere. We were always the first folk anywhere, right? But if you still do these, this is why I don't like the constructs, because it's silly. It's like, it's not that simple. It's not white, black, red, brown, yellow. It ain't none of that, really. But since people talk that talk and pick a team, and this is why I don't like constructs, can get people in a team mentality instead of understanding what we really are. People ain't really being people. People ain't really being a human family. They being, well, wait a minute, your hair is so much different. I don't know. No, you can't be, but that's your cousin. I mean, yeah, the hair is different. Yeah, but the nose is different. Yeah, the eyes are different. Yeah, the complexion is different. But guess what? That's your cousin. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't like about any of that garbage right there. But anyway. So within the constructs, you know, you get a lot of confusion. Like I said, I'm gonna reel myself again. I'm not gonna go on that tangent because it switched to, but it's relevant. You're gonna see where I'm taking this. It's all, it even ties back into this. Into the real principles of Star Trek and why I love it. Man, I swear I love it for that reason. It's so deep on that. It's all about diversity, y'all. Star Trek is all about diversity, acceptance, diplomacy, the history of politics and war. That's what it's fucking really about. Okay? I don't know what you thought, but that's what it's really about. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, it's all relative. So, as I was giving y'all this history, and like I say, you need some real history, because every February it's debated by some, but it's celebrated by the rest, that, yo, black history is human history. And it's everybody's right to know more about it, and should. It would change everything if people would accept the truth. But then you got to know what the truth is from the beginning. And some people have been living in a lie so long, why would they want to do anything else? So it's really, it's kind of like, it is like that. It is like that. We see the results of why it's like that with the nonsense that's going on in the world as we speak, right? But we're gonna just keep working it out, man. All of us who know better gonna keep doing better and being an example of why it's better over here. This is where the party is. This is where the peace is. This is where the, like I say, the diplomacy and all those other beautiful words of you know, man, symbiotic relationship. I could just go on and on for all kind of levels of connections and how we got to get along and deal, you know, all kind of ways, right? So many ways. So many ways. So anyway, shout out to forever to the Black Age, man. Black Age forever. That's a phrase we say for the Black Age of Comics movement and everything, and not just comics. We say Black Age of Comics because that's how it started in the comics and with the Comic Cons. But it went into everything else that comics become. TV shows, movies, philosophies on life, all types of arts, all types of art movements. You know what I'm saying? It's all tied together. Hip hop as a global phenomenon. I'm talking about the cultures of hip hop, not just the music. And at its best, not its worst, the progressive, uplifting sides of hip hop. Okay, the real hip hop. Right. The enlightened hip hop, the honest hip hop. You know, no matter how rough the topic gets, no matter how crazy the music might be talking about something, but it's enlightening. That's the whole point. It's an enlightenment, not just, you know, fluff for sensationalism and just trying to get charted. See, like as we say here, we don't do it for the money. We got to get the money because they done made a system where we got to deal with that. So we don't deny that. We're gonna face the noise and work through it. But respect first, then power, then money. I said respect, power, money. Respect first, always. Money's the last part of the equation, not the beginning. And it always, and here's the ultimate way to kill the debate. If anybody want to talk that other shit, you say, has money always been here? Yeah, money always. You're an idiot. Now you don't even argue with that person. They don't know history. They don't know facts. They don't want to know history. They don't want to know facts. Because there's no way anybody who understands real history does not understand. I'm talking about in the beginning in human evolution, when the first sapiens stood upright and continued their journey to become what humanity is known to be. Well, nobody, hey, I'm gonna give you this rock for that fish. No, first of all, folks, when it was just grunts and no language, you was fighting over the fish. Then you got to the point where you got language, and you would work out a conversation about, okay, well, I'll help you get it if you help me eat. All right, okay, cool, right? You know, it's real simple. It's real simple, people. Oh man, what's up, y'all? All right, now we back. Yeah. Hey, just like on Star Trek, you always got them issues on the ship. Something happened with the computer, or some enemy jam your systems and shit. Boy, I tell you, GPS is like that, okay? GPS be like that. I just had a situation with an order. I'm like, why did they take me over here? This is not where this person is. And it just giving you what it want to give you. Like, I'm like, this is a whole nother area of space. You done sent me to a whole nother quadrant. I got a warp speed back to another area. And you waste time because the order ain't even worth that much cargo vessel credits. I got to get this money, okay? I got to pay off the Klingons so I can get to the Romulans and get this ale and get some more blood wine for the party tonight for the Klingons. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing work. Shout out to all my Star Trek fans that understood every word of what I just said. But no, for real talk, back to that main topic. So what got me hyped today when I was picking my fit, you know, I generally just dress for the weather and for what I got to do. So because I'm still in work mode, I wasn't trying to get too fancy or nothing, but I just don't feel like being completely grunged out. So I'm going to put on one of my nice scarves. I'm gonna match it up with this purple hat, but I'm especially gonna get this one because it's got my insignia on it for Star Trek. And I was watching Starfleet Academy in the first episode, and I got this little trial or whatever that will hopefully reinstate itself because it's tied to my gig. Like basically, if I do enough rides per month, whatever, they give you Paramount for free and stuff. So I love this, and I've been watching some shows trying to catch up on that Star Trek Discovery. Catching up on this thing here, the Starfleet, but like I said, just watched the first episode and I was impressed, man. I really like it. They got me. I'm gonna be binging the hell out of this. I like this show. It's got all the right ingredients. I can see where it's going. I think it's gonna be something I can already tell. Just like Discovery, there were characters on Discovery I instantly loved. I mean, of course, my main lady. I mean, come on, she's gorgeous. Okay, I love her forever. So I had to be a fan of it for her. She's the main reason I watched it. You got a black woman who's got the potential of being a captain? Oh, hell yeah, I'm watching. Hell yeah, I'm watching, right? She got the natural hair, always done up and looking pretty. I mean, hell yeah, I'm watching, right? So no, I was on that. I love Star Trek Discovery, but I lost track of Discovery at one point because harkening back to when it first began, and I didn't have a ongoing subscription. I just had, again, some type of trial or something. It went off and I was like, damn, okay, I'll get back to that. By the time I got back, it's seasons later. All this crazy stuff done happened. I don't even know what the hell going on. I don't know who's mad at who and why. And she done got a boyfriend who was injected with Klingon, and he think he Klingon in his mind, but he really human. And what is going on, right? But it was cool. I mean, it's conceptually cool. It's interesting. But it didn't. Compared to the first season. The first season was dope. First season of Discovery is just dope, period. But what it got me upset was, like, everybody who's a fan of Star Trek knows, man. First of all, if you got Klingons in the sauce and certain other aliens that folk love the most, like the Vulcans and everything, you gotta win. You gonna always get a win. You ain't gotta worry about the W. You got a default W if the storyline has Klingons. What's some of my other? I'll just put like any aggressive, cool looking, got all kind of scales or bumps and scars on their head naturally, and all the funky stuff that reminds you why you loved it as a kid. If it's anything like that on the episode, it's a win, right? But they got away from that sometimes, and they get all into the humans. It kills me with all that. We're watching sci-fi because we're tired of human shit. Okay, at least I am, goddamn. I'm sick and tired of human shit. I don't mind there being some human characters, but I want to know through the aliens, because that's what the aliens are. They're metaphors for human shit. It's human stuff acted out through the alien characters. That's what they are. Each group of aliens is a metaphor for a nation, a demographic, a state of mind, or what. That's literally what it is. And I'm a writer, so I understand all of this, and I've loved that, and I've always loved that in sci-fi, in any writing, any good writing, from comics to movies to film, shows. I don't care. I need that, and I need action, and I need action regular, and I need some romance, and I need some strong romance with a beautiful woman and a cool dude, and even if you're an alien, but I can see myself, oh man, I'd like to be that kind of alien and get it on with her, man. She fine. I need that energy, damn it. That's what I'm looking for, right? So they got away from a little bit of that in Discovery. But as I know the history of Star Trek and how it has developed, I don't expect everything they didn't sit down and write. There's some guy out there, we don't know his name, but we're writing for him. His name, I think he's named Joseph, or someone's telling me his name might be Joseph. Nobody thinking about me as an individual when they write this shit. They just, hey, we got some fans, we know what they mostly like, let's work. And the writer's room gets in. And when I say writer's room, I mean writer's room. Most people don't understand that phrase. I've said this before, I say it again to help some people understand this. Like I saw the funniest joke just the other night. Like this random lady I came across on Fanbase. By the way, subscribe to our Fanbase. $4.99 a month. Go over. If you don't even know what Fanbase is, you need to go in your app. Okay, you need to go in wherever your story is on your phone. I don't know if you got iPhone, Samsung, whatever. I don't care. Just go in there and get Fanbase on your phone. You need that app. It's called Fanbase. It's really cool. You'll love it. Trust me. I sent you. You're gonna appreciate it. All right. So I was going through Fanbase last night, and I saw this lady. She was talking about the last episode of Stranger Things, and people are upset about it. I don't care because I didn't watch Stranger. I tried to watch Stranger Things. It didn't work for me. I get that it's one of the biggest shows that ever was, and people love it, and I'm proud I'm proud of the show because it was made in Atlanta. I know people who are on the show, like both extra, people who've done background work. I know stars on the show. Shout out Miles Truitt. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie. He's on his kind of fam. So, BMF and everything else he's done, all the way back to Ken. You never seen Ken, Kin? Look up that movie. It's amazing. It is a cult classic, but it should be known to be one. And I think it will become one slowly over time. It's one of them slow cult phenomenon movies if people just knew how good that damn movie is. I love that movie. But Ken, Kin, like you kinfolk, your family. Yeah, Miles Truitt, star when he was a little kid. Then he grew up, he started doing other stuff. He was on Black Lightning, that's where we met. He went on to Stranger Things. He went on to BMF. I don't know which one came first. And he's got a lot of other stuff under his belt too, but those are some of the main things he's known for. But anyway, I said all that to say, it's a great day to be a fan of sci-fi. And a lot of people who are fans of sci-fi, we get passionate about what we love about the show, our favorite characters, and people don't want to see change sometimes, which is, I get it. I can be like that about Star Wars. Like, I didn't like, what's the name of that show? Damn, what's the name of that show? See, I don't even want to remember the name of it. Oh my gosh, what's the name of this show? Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. I'm purposely forgetting the name of the damn show. Anyway, it's the one. A lot of people are critically acclaimed. Man, everything's damn critically acclaimed. If the shit stayed on TV, somebody liked it. That don't mean I gotta like it. Critically acclaimed. And I'm a critic, and I ain't like it. I critically did not. I criticized it critically, right? But oh man, I can't even remember. Anyway, the one star. I think is it Andor? I think it is Andor. Anyway, I tried to watch it. I couldn't. It just was not flowing. It wasn't feel. It was Star Wars without Star Wars. It was in the universe. It gave a different type of story and all that. A lot of people say it's the greatest Star Wars show that's not like Star Wars. Or somebody I heard some quote like that. I was like, yeah, and that's the problem. You can't. I always fantasize because I love politically driven shows so damn much, and something that looks like you're just watching just all this damn bureaucracy and yip yap about everything. Man, it's like the reason why I used to not even like Star Trek when I was a kid, because I didn't understand it. But I like the aliens. If there wasn't an alien on the screen, I'm not interested. They start all that talking. Man, shut up. Where the guns at? Start zapping something. Shit. Shut up and shoot. That was my mentality when I was young. Just shut up and shoot. Damn it, where the motherfucking... Y'all ain't got nothing to look like a... Whoa. You like, ain't nobody driving out here. I'm just gonna run across the street. God damn, where the tickets at? Get her the Jaywalker of the year. Shit. Anyway, and she knew she was wrong. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you sorry already. Damn. Lord, have mercy. Ooh. Anyway, but no, man, people just... Hold on, y'all. I hate when I gotta put y'all on hold, but I got it for a second, so I'll be right back. I was definitely that guy. That did not care for anything enough for sci-fi, and I didn't want to hear a bunch of conversation, theoretical, emotional, trying to get actor monologues and stuff. I don't give a damn, man. Y'all better get to some action. I want to see some explosions. I want to see some ships going fast and dodging lasers, and let's go. Where's some lightsabers and some conflict that's real easy to understand. A couple of really cool one-liners, just hard-ass one-liners, and then that's all I cared about, right? But then I got older, and I wanted to add something to my translation. I still love that, but I just want to put more with it. That's all. I grew up, I saw how life can be. I saw how the world is. I've seen too much. I know too much. And I can respect that everything ain't always a laser battle. Let's find out why there's a laser battle. Let's understand why people even had a laser to begin with. Let's understand why these folks are always mad, or why they gotta act tough, or why their world is so raw, or why these other people are always the victim, or why these other folks ain't gonna be the victim, or why these other people are always so seedy and they stealing and shit, and they always acting like they know everything over here on this other side. The other people don't know nothing, and why, and they're answering the why. Because that's the one word that asks the ultimate eternal question. Why? As soon as you answer the question, there's always another question. But why? And I learned that from being an uncle, because anybody who's a parent know what I'm talking about. When a kid learns how to say why, oh my gosh, your job has just begun. I don't care what else you done been doing as a parent or as a caretaker, uncle, aunt, whatever. When that child learns how to say why, oh boy. Oh wow, here we go. It's so crazy, man. That why is everything. That why is the ultimate word. It's the ultimate question. It's a word in the question. You don't need to. It's a one-worded question. But why? You just say why. Why? Put a question mark. Man, that shit. Woo. You'll never answer why, because there's always more. No matter how much you know, there's always more. So anyway, I love that. And I love all the great writing that is in it. And I think that Star Trek is just one of the most legendary outlets for some of the greatest minds to express themselves in writing. And I think Starfleet, this show is yet another example of that. You got some really great writers. Shout out to the lady. I don't know her name by heart yet, so I'm not gonna pretend that I can remember that and say it now. I'm gonna do a formal review, by the way. This is me brainstorming. This is me just in the moment, just fresh to it. Literally finished the first episode. You know, I had to break it up into moments because I got too much else going on in the day. So I said, okay, I'll get back to this when I get home yesterday or the day before. And I finally finished watching it, and I liked it. I really did like it. I thought it was dope. And what cracked me up is when I looked at IMDb to look up the actors and actresses to know who's playing what, because you got all these characters in makeup with some of the aliens and stuff. And I love the aliens on this, and the human diversity, and the humanoid characters that are like human enough that you don't think, first you just think they're just human, then you notice they have, okay, that one's got, I always say what, scarification from Africa and Asia and other places where they did that, because some of the alien looks, that's where they borrow all those looks from. The metaphor is when people are not from cultures that did any of those things. Oh, you're an alien. Why did you're the aliens? No, I'm a human being just like yo. And that's kind of the point of Star Trek. Is like, if human is this, well, I'm as human as you. I just might be more of something about human ways than you are, or could ever. Like Klingons are the extreme. Klingons are a lot of things. Oh boy, to get on Klingons, wow, I'll be here all day, because I love Klingons. When they rounded it out, when they started Klingons, it wasn't what it was going to become. But by Next Generation, and they started hiring a lot of black actors and other actors. I mean, white, black, Asian, Latin, anybody could be a Klingon in the makeup. But when they really rounded it out to pretty much represent any culture in history that was bellicose and war driven because of circumstances, not just we just angry because we born angry. And that became the story, because you got to let everybody know, I'll kick your ass. Don't try me, since y'all all want to fight. Everybody go to war, but I tell you what, you bring it over here, you gonna fuck around and find out. That's the definition of Klingon. So I love me some Klingons, right? And I love Worf. Worf is probably my favorite Klingon of all time. Him and Kern, rest his soul. The man, the main man, Candy Man. All right? You know who I'm talking about, y'all? Do you know who I'm talking about? Tony Todd. Man, Tony Todd. That one episode where Tony Todd played Kern, K-U-R-N, forever. Kern, goddamn. And Kern is the Klingon brother of Worf from the House of Morg. Yeah, boy, man. What? The House of Morg? What? I used to say, man, that used to get me so good. I'm from the House of Morg, goddamn. What clan you could? I'm House of Morg. Oh, you one of them Worf folks. Yeah, I'm with Worf. Yeah, that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I like them, man. But Kern was hilarious. There was an episode where it started and they're doing a simulated fight on the they were working some form of diplomacy with the Klingon Empire. They always, they was always doing some state of, they go from we're enemies to we're friends now. We're enemies to sound familiar? Because it's real politics. That's all Star Trek was about, real politics. U.S. government not friends with Russia. Now we friends with Russia. Now we back to not friends with Russia. It ain't no we in the shit. It's just whatever they doing, and the rest of us citizens dealing with the aftermath and the outcome of their bullshit. Hello. And that's the other thing Star Trek shows. The everyday people on the planets get caught up and get blown away and shit. And these motherfuckers still on the ship talking about, well, you got me, but I'll get you next time. beam me up. And they go back to their ship talking shit. You're like, y'all just killed everybody on the surface. And you talking about the next time and shit. Like, but it's hilariously real for how disgusting real history has been and is with what people do to each other. You know? And that's what I love about Star Trek. But I had to grow into that. So that's why I said I was a born-again Trekker. Because when I was young, I just didn't understand it. I loved Star Wars because it was clear. This shit is a war. It's blasting. It's action. It's crazy. It's all kind of shit going on. And even when you get too conversational, I ain't got to understand. I can feel it with the way they talking to each other. What's going? Oh, Han and Leia. That's a thing. They kissing. Ooh wee. You know, it's easy. It's easy to understand. I ain't had to know the rest. I ain't had to understand adult romance and sexuality and things people do behind closed doors or outside closed doors, whatever. You know, I ain't had to know all that. I just know, hey man, I got two parents. My mama and daddy, they could love each other and kiss each other every time he come home from work. I understand what that kiss was on Hoth. Okay, that's love. He loved it, did her. That's beautiful, right? That's all I need. Chewie is cool. He's furry and he's brown. I'm brown. I love him. All Wookiees are my friends. I love Wookiees. Okay? It's simple. It's simple, baby. Star Trek, man. Oh man, we got a green guy. He's a lizard. But wait a minute. Why is he wearing a uniform just like the people? Why is he talking like? Or why is he? If he's not talking, like no one. He doesn't get a word. He doesn't have a conversation. He just gets in a fight with Kirk, and Kirk seems cool even when he's an asshole. And it's like, why does this Kirk guy get away with everything? I mean, he's alright, but damn, what this dude? He reckless as hell, man. You know, and red shirt, you know you're gonna die. And all them jokes that we know from Star Trek history on, you know, the most popular version, the 60s color, Technicolor version, right? And of course, it started with a black and white that I never knew about until much later when I did my history lessons in life on the history of Star Trek, right? But man, when I tell y'all, I just always loved the worlds and all that. The let's go somewhere different. It may have been the beginning of me wanting to travel and why I'm a traveler now. Watching, I mean, I ain't know may have been. It is. That's the reason I love travel. It's like what was called alien in a sci-fi movie was really just a metaphor for another place you ain't been. And that's always better for me in the way I think because I'm an adventurer. So we love that shit. We eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's like, yo, can I get some more of that somewhere else? Let me get some more of that. I want some more of that. I never ate this before. I never seen that before. The women look like what there? Ooh, I want to see the green women. I agree with Kirk on that, goddamn. Oh, hey, it's a lady? Okay. Do the parts work? Okay, I think, hey, I don't care if she's an alien. Let's get it in. You know? Y'all funny, boy. Star Trek, crazy. But yeah, all those traditions are still there, so to speak. But of course, with new writers and new perspectives, you get new writers and new perspectives. But some of the fans, boy, they don't want nothing new. They ain't saying nothing new. They don't want nothing new. They don't want nothing new. They get mad about that new. What the fuck? I'm looking at the comments on IMDb. It had me laugh. I was like, what's the matter? It's gonna be all right. They like, I mean, it had a 4.5 out of 10 score. And I was like, that's bullshit. Y'all didn't watch the same show I watched. There's no way in the hell you watched the same show I just watched. I was like, the show is great. What are you talking about? Like, so I'm reading the comments to see who's the. One person said they got mad because the captain, I don't know the actress's name, but I would give her maybe early 50s. White woman, kind of got sandy brown hair. Her hair is always, for one thing, see, I do that would get on some people's nerves because they're used to a certain other image with the iconography of these characters. Every time you had a captain on anything Star Trek, they were always, you know, the iconography of hair in perfect whatever conditioning or whatever the style. They're gonna have it all whipped up. They're gonna always have, if it's a woman, she's always got it tied back. It's, you know, it's the military. It's still based on the Navy. You know, Gene Roddenberry was in the Navy, if I remember correctly. So it's still based on military rules and everything. That's why you got ensign and all those other terms. It's all in there with Star Trek, right? But she's the epitome of the rebel captain, to the point where she's older and mature, but she's been through so much that she didn't want to even be this anymore. She was done with that part of life. She'll always be, once Starfleet, always Starfleet, but she wasn't trying to be Starfleet no more because she had made a huge mistake that haunted her for a whole life. I ain't gonna give it away if you ain't watched the show. Okay, for anybody coming in new, Starfleet Academy, that's what I'm talking about. But she made a huge, ugly mistake, which Starfleet is notorious for, which is, again, the show is really about, military procedures, governmental procedures, the mistakes, the attempts at being diplomatic and making things better and exploring without destroying. But what do they always do? They always mess something up when they shouldn't have intervened. It just constantly adds layers to their shit, which is what every government has done over history in one way or another, some less than others, even though some folk most guilty of the worst heinous crimes in human history want to pretend they didn't do those things, or they want to make this is why I don't like the word we. What we, man? I just live here, man. I didn't do all that shit. And my friends that are even military, I got friends who are military who would be like, man, you did what you had to do to survive because you realize you're in a situation where it's like you're gonna do it because you got orders, and if you don't do it, all kind of crazy stuff can happen. Everything from jail to you getting your ass beat to all kinds of stuff off record. So you roll with the gang, so to speak. I was like, and I'm talking about from real conversations. I ain't talking about nobody sitting around, doing a bunch of uniform salutes and pretending that it ain't what it really be behind closed doors. I'm talking about the real deal, right? It get ugly. It get damn ugly. And people go through all kind of psychological trauma because of that. So this captain has been through some psychological trauma from doing some orders, so to speak, that were not her own ethics, and she's paying for it the rest of her life until she literally meets the result of her decision in the form of a little boy that has grown up into a man who is now become a menace to society, as he naturally would be, because of the brokenness of his childhood that she was a part of, this captain was a part of, majorly a part of, right? And so to try to make things right in her elder years or aging years, to make, the rest of her life mean something beyond her huge mistake, when she finds him, she not only gives him a chance at redemption to not just be the menace to society and go down the drain as yet another what word would I use? just not go down the drain trying to be a thug and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where he's at, and that's where he's going to get worse and worse if he keeps going where he's going. And the guy who plays him is really good too. I wasn't expecting any of what I got out of this show. I really wasn't. I didn't even know who he was when the show started because they did great advertising. They don't really show you him when he's all rough and thugged out and shit. They show you him when he's in uniform, dealing with the day-to-day, what he got to do once he gets a second chance through this captain who's getting her second chance to run this new mission to teach this next generation of Starfleet, okay, at this ultimate academy that they've created after this major event called the Burn, which I still got to research the Burn because it happened supposedly, I was looking at the timeline, this show happens after Discovery. So I said, oh, wow, now I gotta finish Discovery, because shit, I ain't gonna know why they keep talking about what they talking about. And I know they're gonna keep, they're smart, they're making you go on, we're gonna make you watch it all. Like, if we keep talking about the Burn, you're gonna feel crazy not to watch Discovery if you never did. So it's just good marketing. They know what they're doing. They're real good at tying it all together. Gotta do it, man, gotta do it. That's why I tell y'all all the time, I be marketing, I hope y'all paying attention. You ain't getting all the ONYXCON if you ain't going over and watching all of what we got here for you. You need to go in the playlist. You came here because maybe you saw me fishing or hiking and thought that's all it was. Man, we go traveling in general. We do reviews like I'm doing right now in its own way. Like I said, I'm just warming up. I'll do a formal one later and piece it together and make a whole video for y'all, a long video. Don't miss it when it drops now. Don't play with that. Go ahead and watch it. You're going to hear a lot of the same stuff you already heard, but in a different way with new I'm going to show you visual references. That's why I can edit in, the cutaways, show you the characters I'm talking about, show you the actors and actresses. You're going to want to see these people's faces and know who they are. They're really cool folks. Got some good acting in this too. I mean, I couldn't be more. I expect that when it comes to Star Trek. It's a sorority fraternity of some of the best acting thespians in the world. You know, they've got a history of that. So I always expect that to be on point, and it is. Uh, and the writing is on point, definitely on point. Like I say, the only thing I can see coming that'll be me complaining to myself, but not so much to the world. Like, I ain't like this. Do you can't believe they did this, y'all? That's my opinion on it. You know, it's just be my shit. I have my own ethics. I have my own perspectives. I have my ways as what I live and the life I've lived. So of course you want to see things you can relate to when you're looking at a character in a show and you want to feel like you can relate to some characters, right? So I can already see there might be, without it being very obvious now. And again, this is good writing. They didn't make it so in your face, but I can see with this new generation, and it's supposed to be it's a reflection of modern society through the sci-fi. So of course, I can see them dealing with sexuality, and they're gonna get into some alternate stuff that's gonna be sci-fi version. So if you think it's as simple as regular, same-sex stuff or whatever, I don't think. And you gonna mess around, somebody gonna be with some alien jelly or something, and they're gonna be like, are you in a relationship with? Yes, this is my jelly and I love it. What's wrong with that? Don't shame me because I love this jelly. I'm making jokes, but for real, Star Trek shit. Stuff gets, hey, it's sci-fi, and again, it's still a metaphor for human activity and the way people react to each other. Like, it's like, why would you like that fat guy? And she's like, he's beautiful. Don't you call him fat? You know what I mean? It's like that. That's the metaphor. So it's going to be stuff like, I'm telling you, it's going to be stuff coming up. I can tell it already. I only seen the first episode. So I know there's a lot coming that I'm going to have to deal with. But I'm here for it because it's well written and it's got intention of helping people acknowledge each other's differences without shutting down. Hopefully, I'll say, like I said, hold on and watch the first episode. Hopefully, it won't be trying to shut down one of the still positive, for the most part, still progressive, still potential great characters, to put all the shine on one because that's more trending and we want that market and all that old bullshit and stuff. Just, look, hold on. Because if you go too far down those things, you can't, if it's so far away from original canon, original purpose of the show, you can destroy you can kill the fandom. You can make people like, man, this ain't even Star Trek or whatever. I don't even want to watch this shit. Like I feel about, like I say, with that one Star Wars show that I never could get into it. I tried, y'all. I got a buddy, he loved it. He told me why it's dope. And I trust his opinion because we both grew up on we the same age, we grew up on the same stuff. We both into the same types of comics for the most part. He a little bit more than something. I mean, everybody got to, what they like versus what you like, but we got enough in common that I would trust his opinion. I just couldn't see. I know why. I actually can see why he would like it, but it don't mean nothing for me. I'm like, man, this is bullshit, man. Keep this up, yeah. I ain't with it, man. I ain't with it. And I'm not going to suddenly get with it just because you can give it all the awards you want. You can try to make me seem like I'm just not intelligent enough to understand it. Because that's what always happens whenever you have you must not be smart. No, hold up, goddamn. I got my BFA, and my college degree wasn't the end of my life in education. It's till the day I die, I will be learning. As long as my brain is working, I will be learning. And I got a part of me that teaches all the way. So don't even come for Professor Joseph. And that's a real title, because without a master's degree, I got a master's in life. I'm one of them people who could do a dissertation at a college graduation and get that honorary degree. I'm well capable. I have the accolades and the experience, and I'm always gaining more. So it ain't because I don't understand nothing. It's because if it ain't working for me, it ain't working for me. Everything ain't everybody's cup of tea, and it don't have to be, damn it. I like the fact that the world gives you enough options. You ain't got to love everything. Shit, what the fuck? What the hell's we're the human family, but that don't mean everybody's plant grows in the same soil. We don't do that. That's not how it works. We are a system, though. That's what I never get away from. We still got to respect each other. We are on the same planet. We've got to acknowledge each other's right to be here. in everybody's path. We just, hey, but we ain't got to be buddies. We ain't got to be lovers. We ain't got to be family. We ain't got to be none of that. If it don't mix, it don't mix. But that don't mean I don't acknowledge your presence as being. You are being and I am being. We are being. Okay? So Star Trek is all about that. And I love that about it. And like I say, I can tell with the characters. Okay, so you got like, just off the top of my head, I don't know the names of all the different alien groups from the past or new ones they're introducing, so I won't even try that. But for the legendary ones, you got a tall Klingon black actor, young brother playing him, and I saw him he's a great actor. Cause let me tell you something, I'm not calling the man's uh, orientation, but I'll just say from a thing I saw, I started wondering, is bro, I think he might be for the other team. That's just not. He could just have an effeminate way. I'll put it like that, but only off camera. When I tell you in makeup and in character as this Klingon, he's as stiff and rigid and rugged and stern as you would. I mean, he's introverted, and it's alluding even to maybe a little bit of another side of him that's supposed to be more sensitive and all this kind of thing. Because he's not the typical Klingon. He's supposed to be. It's kind of like I can tell they're paying an homage to Worf. The fact that Worf was like an intellectual Klingon. He didn't care about being brash He didn't care about being brash at all. He had the brute force. He could fight his ass off. He could kill anybody he need to kill. But he ain't got to prove that to no damn body. That ain't his. I don't wake up every morning like if I don't kill a motherfucker, I'm not a Klingon. You know what I'm saying? Versus other Klingons like, well shit, man, I'm on number 10. You better get to killing motherfucker. Shit. What kind of Klingon are you? Shit. You know, he ain't on that. He ain't on that. And I love that about Worf. Like, hey man, I ain't got to prove nothing to y'all. If you set it off the bomb, I promise I'll kill more in one day than you gonna kill all year. But what are we doing? I don't need to show you that. You know, that was Worf, and that's why, man, Worf the shit. So anyway, ain't gonna be no you come back for me. No, I'm taking your head today, bitch. You know, that's Worf. Oh man, Worf the man. Worf is the man. Have you seen Worf in I gotta shout out my homie real quick, because I know he did the stunt work. Have you seen Damien Poitier? Shout out Damien, bro. That's my fam right there. His moves, his martial arts skills, impeccable. In Picard, the other Star Trek show about, Captain Picard coming back to make one last run, one last mission, and all of that. And that's a show too that I kind of slept on. I loved the makeup. Shout out to Legendary, another good friend of ONYXCON, a friend of mine, the main man, Mr. Neville Page, who won awards for Picard, work he did on that and his team. He was over the department for all the alien development and all the makeup and everything, special effects makeup. That right there is what got me watching Picard. I mean, it's always beautiful with these. I mean, good gosh, the aliens just, oh man, I loved it, right? But the story wasn't catching fire enough for me in the beginning. It was all this, old man getting old, and I'm just getting old, and I'm thinking about what else is there but getting old and remembering my days as a captain, and why do I have to do anything else? But something in me is yearning. I need to get back out there amongst the stars. So I was like, okay. I love it because I love Picard's character, but I'm like, you said the same shit last episode. Now you're saying it again, different ways. We on episode 3. Goddamn, can we start the ship? Can we start the ship? Can we thrust some engines? Can we go into warp? Damn it, right? But then there was stuff happening, real cool shit too. So I was like, okay, this just one of them. You gotta wait for all the good, best moments, but they're here. You just gotta, hey, you're gonna sit through a whole lot of debate and dialogue and some of it just ain't that necessary. I don't care what nobody say. And some of it is. You got to see that stuff to understand the depths of the characters and care about them and all that and whatever, right? And care about the outcome one way or another. But Picard is good, but again, not still like hard for me to finish. I ain't gonna even front. I did watch enough of the last season because I wanted to see that Worf moments. And like I said, there was an action scene where he gets into a fight on this planet that's like a real rough cyberpunk even type vibe to it planet. And boy, he was kicking ass. I loved it. And I know that's Damien doing the stuff. I hit him up. I said, man, that was you. And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah! The homie. I knew it. I knew it. I mean, it's not to diss the legend either. I mean, the main man who plays Worf himself, he's badass. But I know he didn't do all them stunt moves. You know what I'm saying? That was Damien getting to work, man. He raw with it. He had the batlet too, the big weapon, the main weapon, the favorite weapon of the Klingon. That shit was hard as hell, man. But so I get excited with all that kind of stuff. Obviously, that's the stuff that gets me because it's tribally linked. It's rooted to actual stuff and reality. It's fictional, but they've embellished it so much over time. Like when it started, it was kind of hokey. It didn't. And Klingon damn sure was hokey. They didn't look nothing like what they are now. Horrible makeup, really bad concept in the midst of what it was representing and what it was supposed to be. And then it grew into other stuff that was still kind of questionable at times, depending on who was writing the episode. But over time, realizing how many fans loved it and that we saw through the bullshit, we want the essence of what you're really touching. Better writers came in, people who cared about these characters and what they're supposed to represent, and said, "Well, okay, now we ain't gonna play with that's what you think you represent. We're gonna represent all that, but we're gonna represent it right. We're gonna give it some integrity. We're gonna give these folk. We're gonna round out their culture to mean something. We're gonna make you feel like, oh shit, it's an honor to be a Klingon." And what do you see at every Trek convention? All these, I mean, for the Klingons to be mostly these brown tone people, you got all these white guys and white girls that want to be Klingons. Because I mean, and it's not just that. I mean, I know it's a Viking lore in there too. So anybody who's ever badass in history and ancient cultures and a warrior culture is, like I say, technically who they're speaking to when they created the Klingons. But the real meat of it, it was a yet another, sometimes well intended, other times not well intended, disrespectful, quite frankly, reflection of what somebody's interpretation of African warriors from various cultures were, or what Native American warriors from certain cultures were, or certain Asian warriors from certain cultures were. That's what it was really about. That's what the Klingons really were at the end of the day. And everybody who knew enough about history and stuff, when they would, imply certain things, have them do certain things that oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, we ain't stupid, man. We see all that. If you know history, you know what was going on. But like I say, even that, there's been people since that was like, yo, I don't want us to go out like that. That's not what we need to be about. I don't think Gene Roddenberry would want that to be like that. So, and that's the creator of Star Trek. So they made changes. And they've embellished it to the point now where by the time you get around to Discovery, yes, the Klingons are still like the reflection of like I said, the aliens are reflections of human activity. So yes, bellicose, war-driven culture, but, there's other sides to them. You see, there's intellectual Klingons, not just Worf. There's a lot of Klingons like a Worf. There's not just a bunch of folk who only know fighting. There's some folk who like, yeah, everybody in this can fight, but man, that ain't what I want to do today. I want to learn. I want to do poetry. They have all these things that everybody else has. They have poetry. They have dance. They have rituals that are not bloodletting, even though a lot of them deal with that, because that's the other thing. Then it goes beyond even human stuff. It just gets silly. And that's when I can respect it on sci-fi. It's like, at this point, for some of the stuff they've created for the lore of the Klingons, it ain't got nothing to do with being human at all. It's just the goofy, silly, playing with the element of how badass can be with these alien characters. Much akin to, and this would take me on a big tangent, but I'm not going to go fully in it, much akin to, say, Wolverine or Lobo. Lobo's really a great example, because Wolverine still has, you see his brooding side, his, I'm going to pop these claws, but only for who deserves it. Versus Lobo in DC will kill anybody, and laugh about it. He's he's a psychopathic maniac bounty hunter, space bounty hunter. And he doesn't, it's like, the fool just got a job just to have a job, because he could just be a total bully, which is not cool, okay? And sometimes he is a bit, quite frankly. But for the most part, he's just like this monstrous energy that if you rub him the wrong way, anybody can catch it. Anybody. But you don't necessarily get the blows or the death blow just from existing. unless he's on a war path in a frenzy in a berserker mode, which that so like every time I say something, I think about stuff I've read that he's done as different writers have written him, and that's the thing. You got the writers' room again. You got so many writers interpreting something. Some people gonna take it to the max. Some people gonna pull back a little bit. Some people gonna be like, "Oh, that's the max. Let me show you a real max. We're gonna write 5 more layers or levels above that max." And you're like, "Whoa, damn," you know, because like the ultimate thing to just put Lobo in a nutshell is they say when he was born, he was the only one out of his kind, his alien race, because he killed his entire. He came out and killed his entire race. The fuck? So at that point, okay, you're like, all right, this ain't even violence for gratuity's sake. This is silly to the point of it's folk stories. It's folk stories when people used to, and that's why I like Lobo, because if you talk about some Black history, in Black history we have folk tales, like everybody has folk tales, and whether created by quote unquote constructs of white folks, Black folks, yellow folk, brown folk, red, it don't matter. Everybody's folk stories have somebody who is a badass. And the badass is so bad, like to make you, this dude is so bad, he do this, and this, and if he did this, that, and the other, it would be blah, 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 blah. It's the conversation of Muhammad Ali at his best. Muhammad Ali saying stuff like, and I might be messing up the quote, so forgive me if I ain't getting it right, Dad, because he loves him some Muhammad Ali, and he taught me most of what I know about the man. But, he said, I'm so fast, and I've seen him say this, but like I said, if I miss a word, pardon me. He said, I'm so fast, I'm in the bed, after I flip the switch in the bedroom, I'm in the bed before the lights go out. God damn. God damn. And his ring trainer, one of his trainers, oh my gosh, my father would be so annoyed. I can't remember this brother's name right now. Oh, damn it. You know what I'm talking about, man. Man, but this brother would always, he would give him the phrase to hype him up, say, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, rumble, young man, rumble. And they say, and I've seen all this. I've seen footage of all this I'm talking about. And I love it, right? So I'm saying that stuff there is the source of folklore like a Lobo. You gotta have somebody who talk that level of shit and can back it up. That's the thing. You ain't just talking shit now. This is just a display before the ass whooping, That's all this is, right? So you got that with Klingons, to take it back to Star Trek. You got the same kind of thing, and it gets to a point where it's like folk tale level crazy. Like when I was talking about Kern earlier, the brother of Worf, when I didn't finish that because I had to do something. I think that's when I had that order. He's doing a mock simulation of a battle on Next Generation. It's one episode that I love. That episode, it's hilarious. And Kern, played by Tony Todd, the legend, rest his soul, man, forever, man. That brother there, the truth, incredible thespian, true actor to the fullest. You understand me? That brother said, Kern said, somebody on the ship was asking him, they would, how they talk to the captain. Captain, we have such and such coming in with asteroids. What do you want me to do? Put up shields and blast our torpedoes and go left 30 Machs and whatever the measurement is, get us out of the range of the blast or whatever. All that old conversation, right? And so he gave his order. He said, do the such and such and the blah, 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 blah. Everything's barking, hard-ass Klingon shit. And one of the captain, pardon me, sir, might I make a suggestion? He turned his face, he said, a suggestion? Oh, I love that scene. I said, oh my gosh. Oh my God, and then he went into a thing about on a Klingon ship, you get killed if the captain say do, you just do it, damn it. I don't want no suggestions. Ain't be no damn suggestions. This is a Klingon ship, right? So that shit had me rolling. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to, man. I just need that one moment. Like, how people use memes and do little clips and stuff like that. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, this woman is fine. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. Distractions. Sheesh, Louise. Are you serious right now? Damn, there's some fine women in this world. I'm like, this lady I am not turning the camera around. I'm not even going to be the creep cam for y'all. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to imagine what I'm looking at. But I'm just sitting in the parking lot waiting on an order here, and plus she's with her man. Look like so I ain't trying to be that guy at all. I'm far enough away they wouldn't see me no way, but I'm enjoying the view. That's for sure. Sheesh, sheesh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. See, it got a little warm today, so folk, it ain't warm. It's still cool. It's not cold, but it's cool. It's like 51, and so folk wearing just like, how everybody, it depends on their body temperature, how they react to cold. Some people out here in damn shorts and shit, maybe back in flip flops and carrying on, just acting up. But she got like some capri pants, them high water style, and they like kind of thin, like some stuff you would just wear like some pajama pants. And I'm like, damn, because the curves is curving and the back is backing. Back it up, Lord have mercy. Is that real? In this day of BBL culture, you have to wonder. You say, is that just BBL? That might just be BBL. If it is, she got the natural BBL. You understand me? All right. Anyway, let me not take too long on that. All right. So, I laugh, though, like to say, about how people, on the show, the reflections of different people, energy and stuff. So the Klingons, they're like a folktale in personified, These folks so bad, they eat fire for breakfast. It's that kind of shit. It's hilarious. So I enjoy that about Star Trek. And because of that, another character I fell in love with on Starfleet instantly, there's this character, I don't know. It's like I know who the actor is and I got to look her up to know her face because she's in makeup. But she's playing a, I can't remember the name of those. And she's a mix. She said she's half Klingon. That alone was enough. But then there's another group that was just as badass as the Klingons. Like, there's all those groups in space that are the only folk who could ever fight the Klingons and be a match because they're just as raw and rough and we don't care. You about to kill, we about to kill too. It's like, I don't give a damn, let's get it, But they're the folks who are on Deep Space Nine with my favorite captain ever, Cisco. I mean, of course, that brother is the truth forever and a day. That's my brother right there, Avery. Avery forever, man. He's the legend. True thespian. Real actor, for real, man. But no, his character as Cisco, the captain, he had a lot of inner dealings with these aliens. They were the ones, I think there was a few that were friends of them on the ship. As a matter of fact, I know there was. And but they're the gray people. They're like gray, but they got reptilian skin where they got scales kind of like like a crocodile, alligator, and they have spines that come out the side of their head that go around, and then they got hair in the back, and they're gray. And I cannot remember the name of the damn alien race for nothing right now. That's crazy because I love that group. But they used to have fights with them a lot on Deep Space Nine. And then, like I say, some of them were cool with as usual. There's always some people who got tired of that shit and joined Starfleet, and because Starfleet is like anybody who's tired of all the stuff that go on back home. It's like, man, I'm going to college because y'all crazy, I'm gonna join the military. Maybe I'll get something better there. At least I get to travel. That's what it is, right? And that's what Starfleet Academy is. So basically, all these different people from all these different parts of the planet, or the planet systems and everything, the aliens. So this lady, she's like their drill sergeant. She's number one on the ship. Like you talk about the ranks and stuff. You got the captain, the little short white lady who I was telling y'all. I never finished saying that. I was gonna tell you the reason why I think some fans in the comments I've read that didn't like the show don't like it because she don't look like the typical captain. She's not. They made her. I'm telling you, this is an era of every type of woman that ever was trying to at least show some representation in TV and film. And I love it because I think it's actually back to what we used to have in the 70s and the 80s. People look like they really look, not just the made up versions. I'm cool with made up it depends on the character. Every character would not wear lashes. Every character would not give a damn if her hair was completely coiffed and everything. You know what I'm saying? It fits her. It's going to fit her. I'm sure they'll have an episode where she gets done up because they have to do that because it's expected for a certain whatever. As a matter of fact, she's already had some scenes like that where she looked a little more done up. But in her just every day, like even in uniform, she sits in the captain chair. Like somebody said, I hated it. Yeah, captain that sits in the captain chair like a teenager. And I said, it is kind of funny and noticeable. She literally was slouching in the captain chair, like reading a book on her, her little sci-fi laptop like this. She's like, go to such and such and get us out of here. Make sure we don't run into any asteroids. But what's the difference in that and various versions of Kirk and his cockiness? He get in the chair. All right, take me to what? Lean in and he, what I'm saying? He profiling and he damn. He laying low in the cut. I'm lowering my seat so y'all can get the feeling. He doing all this and shit like, yeah, take us to warp. Thank you. I'd be like, what now? What's the difference? You just mad that a woman is the captain. That's all it really fucking is. Stop the bullshit, man. You're nuts in your head because you can't deal with the fact that there's a woman in any sense of power. That don't bother me. Shit. Look, she ain't my type. I can respect her character. I ain't got the hots for her. She's not the cutest one to me, just for me. She's not hard to look at, but she ain't, she's not my types. I got types, and she's not one of them. But I could respect her. I could meet her and thank her for her work as an actress and think she was a great character. You know what I'm saying? Everybody I see on the damn screen as a woman ain't got to be, umpable. You know what I mean? It ain't, no. But there's plenty of that in there now. You got a young crew, they fine, and they're in their best prime and all that. So there's some women on that mug. Oh my, there's some ladies on that mug. Especially this one who you can tell she's being put out there like she's definitely one of the hotties. She's an alien. She's got these, I don't know what her group is, but she's got the little things right here over her eyebrows, little ridges, and it's patterned. It's pretty looking. And she cute as she can be. I don't even know what she is. I looked her up. She might be Latina, she might be Asian. I don't know what. She's a mix, I know, but I don't know what. I still gotta, look up, what's the parents, what's the roots, all that. But she's gorgeous. I like her already. She's a little cutie pie. Yes, she is. And they already got a romance going with her and the main dude, the ruffian that gets reformed and everything, which I say is a very likable character already. I didn't think I would like that character as much as I did, but once I knew his history and what he'd been through, I was like, oh man, I'm riding with you, homie. Let's get it. You the man. It's like, he cool. You know what I'm saying? And I understand his pain, so I'm rocking with him and he's got a good heart. He just been through so much bullshit. He ain't taking none, and I get it. So I'm like, let him know. Fuck him. It's like the only folk he respect. And this is back to my alien lady, who's the number one on the ship, right up under the captain, who's their main training drill sergeant, the gray alien lady. It's a black woman, by the way, in the makeup. She's a black actress. I just don't know her name. I'm gonna get that name for y'all and all that when I do the official video for this. But when I tell you she is bad, and I knew as soon as they introduced her, she was barking on the main guy I'm talking about, the one who trying to be such a thug, and he's a little bad boy who can't be changed. I don't wear no uniform. I can tell y'all right now, I ain't wearing no uniform. That shit was funny. If you ain't seen it, I ain't trying to give away all the scenes, but this scene was funny as hell. You get to the first day on the academy, because the captain's giving you another. She's getting a second chance, you getting a second chance. She knows it's a second chance. She ain't trying to fuck it up. He all on his young shit, his bravado, he cock diesel strong as shit. Dude buffed as a motherfucker though. I ain't gonna front. His workout is crazy. I said, damn, man. I thought I had some triceps. That brother, he did the favor. I say all actors do this. When you got a scene, you can show off your arm. You always flex. You're on the table. You be like, you did what? You doing all this like, you see that shit? Do you see that motherfucker? His is like completely defined. I'm like, damn. I got some good ones now. I know what I got. I got some monsters in there, you know what I'm saying? I got some things in there, right? But this young brother, man, his shit is, I said, man, what's your tricep workout? Like, I need to do whatever you doing, bro, because I want mine I would like to see mine pop like that at some point in life. I think I can get there. I know I can get there. I got what it takes. I just got to keep pushing them out because they already out. But his is like, I'm talking about chisel. That's a god damn, dog. Shit. All right, respect, I'll do it. Let me see a few more of them kind of push-ups. He doing it, man. I'm telling you, bro, got it. So, I would say, that's what straight men who understand There ain't nothing in it to say that. Okay. Salute to a brother. You got it. You got it. I'm gonna give you your props, man. Shit. You just inspire me. That's all I see. You inspire me. That young brother got it. He is diesel. And so these cats like, and there's even a scene where he's about to get in a fight with this other dude who's like an alien that's just an asshole. Just picking fights and shit. Little bully bitch ass motherfucker. You're like, I can't wait for him to flatten that hoe. But it probably ain't gonna happen. They're gonna end up best friends. I can already tell they're gonna do that, which it happens. But I was like, yeah, that ain't. I didn't write this because I'd be like, nah, he had to be an example. That motherfucker had to go because he just popping shit for nothing. And there's too much going on in serious, and he out here fucking around. Like, man, we about to first episode, they about to lose the ship. I ain't gonna give it away, but they about to lose the damn ship, and he dealing with this punk ass mother. Man, we got the world at stake, and you around here playing. You are an expendable. You understand me? Like I said, I'm glad, yay. Don't let me write it. You'll know it was a different type of person writing it. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm back. So yeah, as I was saying, so a lot be going on, y'all. A lot be going on, and I think the show has a lot of potential. I really do. I'm looking forward to binging it. I hope I'm gonna like the whole first season. If they stick with the energy they got, because the other thing is sometimes, okay, so the main writer who wrote the first episode and is the executive producer, this lady, I'm glad she's also an executive producer because that way it should keep the same tone. The executive producer always has the final say. So if she likes whatever, she could bring another writer in, another staff of writers to help per episode and all that happens. They have guest episodes, guest director, all that stuff. That's how shows go. I've been on it. I know, all right? I'm in the biz. So, but I'm saying, I just think that, knowing that it's in safe hands. If she's over it, I think no matter who she brings in to aid the process and make certain episodes, I think you're gonna get a really good concept out of this. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm happy with it so far, and I think it's only gonna get better. Like I said, I'm gonna do a formal breakdown of it, and look forward to that because I hope to do it. I might just wait if I can finish it. I might just do a whole season thing, but I do want to do at least a first episode reaction video and talk about and review what I love so much about it so far, because it's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good elements. So yeah, don't sleep on that Starfleet, y'all, and don't listen to the reviews, man. People are mad because this doesn't reflect my era. The captain's not acting like a captain the way I want a captain to act. Man, you just don't want to see a woman in charge. Shut up. And then there'll be the folk who get mad because they don't like the characters because it's very diverse. Hello, Star Trek was always diverse, but they don't. It's like I really think I don't care what nobody might fucking say. You just look at what they read. You read what they say, and you can feel the energy. Some people tripping, especially up there on some white supremacist shit, where they think, oh, I'm counting the white people on the show. I don't see enough white people to make me happy. I'm seeing too many brown and other color complexions and faces and even aliens in makeup, and that bothers me. It could be the white folk in makeup and it's bothering me. It's like, I just want to see a straight up white person, and I need to know they're in charge. Like, no fucking asshole. We all in charge. This is us. That's what this is over here, and they losing their fucking mind. So if that ain't you, if you laughed at every bit of what I just said, you understand where I'm coming from, I promise you, yeah, this show, you're gonna love it. Check it out. Don't sleep. Starfleet Academy. It's on. Let's go.